All right, squad, so we're here at the University of Arkansas, and I'm joined with Miss Karla Horsfall. You have a lot of titles, so I'm gonna let you introduce the titles and let them know who you are.
Okay, so my official title here at the University of Arkansas is I'm the Assistant Athletic Director for Performance Nutrition, which long story short just means that I'm a sports dietitian that oversees our sports nutrition program.
Also, professor.
Yes, professor. I do teach an online sports nutrition class in the summer.
What does your job kind of entail, and what does your day-to-day basis look like?
I work with our team of dietitians. So we have 6 other dietitians in addition to myself, so 7 total that work with our student athletes as part of our athletic program. So I work with all of them to make sure that they can best support our student athletes. I oversee this wonderful facility and work with our culinary team to make sure that we can feed all of our student athletes, and then a lot of the day-to-day nuances, I guess, that go with overseeing a program as far as budgeting, administrative things. There's such a big initiative with health and wellness for athletes, and you can't talk health and wellness without talking food and what you're feeding our student athletes, what they're recovering with when it comes to food. So it's been a big change. A lot of places are starting to build facilities like this. We feed all of our student athletes in here. So we have all 465 athletes. So everybody from, our basketball teams to our softball teams, to our track and field teams, to our football teams. So we try to make sure that we provide a menu that, one, fulfills all of our athletes' preferences, because as we do know, if you don't like the food, more than likely you're not going to eat the food. But then we also want to make sure that we provide what their nutritional needs are. And knowing that we have that many athletes from that many teams that of course are going to have very different nutrition needs, we're going to have a good assortment of different foods. One, we do like pops of color in our facility too, because again, you eat with your eyes. So we want you to come in and you're going to see fresh fruit pretty much everywhere we go. So right in front of here is a smoothie station. So kind of going back to your question, where we're going to provide a lot of anti-inflammatory, high antioxidant type foods for our student athletes. We're going to have an area where it's kind of the smoothie station. One, there's normally somebody back there making smoothies for our student athletes, so you can walk by, just grab one if you don't really care what the flavor is. But a lot of our athletes, as you can imagine, have these special concoctions and special recipes that they want to make their own smoothies. So have your basics as far as add-ins with your peanut butter powders, your almond powders, oats, chia seeds, protein powders. I have a couple different fruits. If you don't like these fruits, our fresh fruit section is right behind you, so you can go and grab that. Always going to find a chance to throw some greens in for our student athletes. That's one of the things that we work with, is making sure that they're eating a good variety of color when it comes to fruits and vegetables. So smoothies are a great way to add that in there. I'll kind of flip around this way, and one of our athletes' favorite menus is actually a little Asian themed menu. So this is something that we build in every few weeks. I would say it's not an exact science, but our nutrition center is on about a 6-week menu cycle as far as different foods, different cuisines that we provide our student athletes. And you can see that we do a really good job of trying to balance out different protein choices, different starches, and of course the dietitian to me, we're always going to throw some vegetables at them. So we have some kind of standard vegetables, because we do have a good share of athletes that are not very adventurous when it comes to their food choices. So they're like, give me the basics. And then we have a few over here. Fortunately, we'll eat pretty much anything. Go over here, different rices. So white rice is usually the preferred, but then again, throw in some fried rice, 4 different chicken options. Probably the favorite place in our nutrition center. It is a goal of ours that we try to have at least 6 to 8 different types of fresh fruit available every single day. And again, this is in addition to the hand fruit that you get to just walk by and grab, because again, they do need all the micronutrients, all the vitamin minerals that their bodies need to, one, just maintain a healthy lifestyle. I mean, we still want them to be able to have a good immune system and stuff, but training is hard on your body. So this isn't an exact science, but generally speaking, if you get fruits and vegetables from different colors, you're gonna get all the different nutrients you need. Again, not an exact science, but at the end of the day,
mix it up.
Yes, mix it up.
How does my cup look, by the way?
That looks fantastic. So the next station is our made-to-order egg station. And again, this is probably maybe second to the fruit. We have it available all day too. So if that says how much it's utilized by our student athletes, it's not just available at breakfast. Again, one, eggs are a great protein source for our student athletes. They're actually very cost-effective too. So, if an athlete, if we're teaching them about proper nutrition, grocery shopping, things like that, we also kind of hit that message home that this is also something you can easily make at home, because it is very cost-effective. As a dietitian, it's one thing for me to sit here and say, hey, you should eat this, you should not eat that or whatever. But I think it only makes it that much more important if you're taking the time to like, well, why am I saying you should have this? Or why am I saying this is a better food than that? Because unfortunately, a lot of our athletes want to know that information. They want to succeed at their sport. They want to perform at the highest level that they can. So for most of them, they're like, well, how can I be better?
Factor makes meeting nutrition goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your doorstep. Their team of gourmet chefs is synonymous with clean eating made easy. And I love the fact that Factor arrives already prepared and ready to eat in just 2 minutes, which is ideal for our sometimes hectic film schedule. Sometimes we arrive back home from film sessions in the middle of the day after a long shoot. It helps to have delicious, well-balanced, healthy meals ready to go when you don't have the energy to cook. Another benefit to using Factor is that, well, each delivery is fresh, never frozen, right to your door. Just heat, eat, and enjoy. And they're super delicious, especially that Greek lemon chicken. Head to go.factor75.com/sports130 and use code sports130 to get $130 off across 6 boxes. Once again, that's go.factor75.com/sports130 and use promo code sports130.
Next station, and you will notice too that this is the station that when they come in normally, they hit the salad bar right away. I'd say the basics as far as making sure they have multiple different greens available. We have our veggie, more or less, based toppings over here, and then protein-based toppings over there too. So the idea is, one, you can have a complete meal with just the salad bar alone because you're getting a little bit of starches, maybe over there, your greens, and then some proteins too.
So sometimes when I eat salads, I'm just being honest with you because I want to talk to you. We're friends now. When I get finished, I don't feel that same I'm full. Like,
satisfaction.
Yeah, I don't. So what would you suggest?
To just start out with the salad, maybe not helping with the full side. 2 different greens. To help with that kind of satisfaction part of it is the protein side of it. That's what's gonna give you kind of that fullness. It takes your body a little bit longer to break down protein. So the idea is that though it's not supplying energy, it's slowly digested, so your body's just gonna have that kind of satisfaction a little bit longer. So I would say just increasing the protein on there. Generally speaking, and just not knowing weight and stuff, at least going for a guy like you, maybe 2 palm sizes of your hands, or a deck of cards, 2 decks of cards. Okay. So if you have like chicken or if you have some hummus, again, we do have athletes that are vegan, vegetarian, or some form of all of that. So we try to have some plant-based options for them as well, but just increasing that a little bit. And then actually getting a little bit of fat on your salad is key too. Some of the vitamins that we consume, they're fat soluble vitamins. So in order for your body to best absorb those nutrients, you actually have to consume them with a source of fat. So ideally you'd go maybe like an olive oil and vinegar, but if that's just not your thing, you can go for some of the little heavier dressings, and that would also help feeling a little satisfied a little bit longer. One last station is our made to order sandwich station. Again, another probably fan favorite in here, but the idea here is it's just like going to any of your favorite sandwich or sub shops. You walk up here, say what kind of bread you want, meats, cheeses, if you want toasted, untoasted, and then you can have all your veggie and spread condiment type toppings on there as well. So what you can see in here is we do try to do as many made to order features as possible, because again, we want to give our athletes some say.
We're talking about so much food, I'm ready to talk to the chef and see if we can make some.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm here with Executive Chef Mr. Tim Walsh.
How are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, good.
You're in year 14 of working with Arkansas?
Yes, University of Arkansas, about 13 and a half years.
How has the experience been?
It's been great. A lot of ups and downs with COVID and stuff. We've seen a lot of things, we've written some books, and I like it.
What does your day-to-day kind of look like or kind of entail being executive chef? So
my role, I'm the executive chef. I'm also kind of the acting director. I'm overseeing food safety. I'm overseeing ordering, receiving, production.
So have you always been around in the food industry?
I've been at it for about 30 years now. I started working the dishwashing position when I was about 14 years old, and just kept going ever since.
Do you try or experiment with new things or kind of implement new things?
Absolutely. I think since I started doing this, that's been one of my favorite things, is introducing something, seeing someone kind of poke it with a stick, not sure if they want to try it, and then a couple months later they're asking for it.
What's one of your favorite stories like that? Something that like the kids may not like this, but they ended up loving it.
Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, stuff like that you don't think people don't necessarily flock to. They eat it up and they love it. And we also do like little tasting stations where they try different things. We'll set up a table and let them sample things, and they'll walk by it 5 or 6 times and not want to mess with it, and then they finally try it and they're like, what's in this? We love this, So it's all about exposure, and having it available for them to try.
All right, so this is one of the most popular stations, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how does it work?
So what you do is you walk up, you grab a plate, pick any of the toppings that you want to add.
Can I get as many as I want?
You can get whatever you like.
All right. So if you see, I'm going for like the Colorado omelet feel, you know?
I like it.
But then I know Karla is probably somewhere watching, so I'll get my vegetables and color or whatever, you know. I think we're good.
You can throw that up there.
Okay, up here?
Yep, right here.
And then grab your form. And you're gonna tell them how many eggs you want.
Got it.
And then you're gonna choose if you want it scrambled, an omelet, or sometimes people just want the eggs. And then cheese.
Yep.
And then you write your name on there.
Got it.
So then with giving him that piece of paper, you can either stay and wait for it, or you can walk away and we'll call you or have someone come out and come get it to you.
All right, Chef, so I got my omelet. Before we dig in, I did notice something as we were coming to our seats. On the back wall, the Champions Recognition Program, could you just explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so one of the fun things we do in here is we do dedicated meals for champion recognition, where they get to pick the entire menu for the evening. They'll have all their suggestions, they'll send them to us, and it's free reign. They can pick whatever they want. We get DJs in here, all the teams, they get to recognize and kind of take some pride in their menu and in the meal they picked.
What's kind of the wildest meal you've had to prepare?
Ooh, wildest? Filet steaks and dino nuggets in one meal together.
Okay.
So, you know, they ordered a filet steaks a lot, but the dino nuggets were a first for me.
Okay.
Those were kind of challenging to get a hold of.